So I spent my whole life in a very academic environment. I went to Harvard, and then I went into finance. And so I was always using my brain. And I really enjoyed kind of the intellectual stimulation I get. And when I left my job and became a full-time cyclist, I had so much to learn in cycling. And so I was very engaged for the first 6 months. And then after that, I started to feel very, I wouldn't say like intellectually bored, but I would say intellectually monotonous. Like I was just doing one thing. Like cycling was my entire life. And if I had a good day on the bike, I had a good day. And if I had a bad day on the bike, I had a bad day. And I felt that my brain wasn't being used in the various ways it was before. And that actually made me really burned out on the bike. And so this winter in my off season, I went home and I took on a consulting project with a company, about 20 hours a week. And I fell in love with cycling again. And for me, that was really important because I was able to, I felt like a complete Kristen for the first time in a year and a half, as opposed to just the cycling side of Kristen. And, you know, my career and finance side is still a really big part of me. And I felt like I shouldn't have to leave half of me behind to go pursue a dream. You know, I have to make sacrifices, but I shouldn't have to give up a whole part of my identity. And so working part-time this winter, what I found is that if I had a bad day on the bike, I could still have a great day at work. And if I had a bad day at work, I could still have a great day on the bike. And whereas when I was working full-time, cycling was kind of my side hobby. And it was something I did for fun, and it decompressed me. And now that I'm cycling full-time, my work is something that decompresses me, and it excites me, and it keeps me motivated, and it's kind of my outlet. And so it's interesting because I used to think that doing both would be too much and too stressful, and there's definitely a point where it could be too stressful if I was working both, you know, full-time and racing full-time. But having this as something like a part-time project, I have complete flexibility over my hours, and it's fun. I really enjoy it. And so I would do it even if I didn't get paid, although I hope my boss doesn't hear that. But I enjoy it. It's a fun intellectual exercise, and it actually makes me love cycling a lot more. And it, you know, I wake up in the morning, and if I have a hard workout that day, I don't dread it for 3 hours. I go do my work, and then I'm like, oh, here's my workout for the day, you know, and then I go do it. There's no hesitation or pause or, you know, anxiety around the hard workout. And so for me, it just keeps me more grounded and more well-rounded mentally.